natural essential oils that are diluted with a carrier like propylene glycol, vegetable oil, or mineral oil.
I figured I would go live and not necessarily recreate this look, but do a different look. So if anybody wants to come on in and say hello. I'm here and I want to change my look today. Maybe pick my palette. If there's a palette that you're interested in or a color that you're interested in, let me know in the comment bar and I will try to oblige you. Hi, hello. Oh, I've got a crick in my neck. How are you doing today? Leave me a comment. If you don't want to stay around, you give me a thumbs up. It would be more than appreciated. If you're hanging around and you want to pick a color, give me your favorite color. I have a few palettes I pulled out and I'm willing to oblige your color of choice and come up with a look that you may not think that you feel comfortable with that color. I'm more than willing to play with. Hi, Lorna. Awesome. I'm doing pretty good. I just figured I would do a lot of colors today that are out of my comfort zone. So I filmed this look earlier. It should be live in about an hour. And then, so I used green. I've used Bruno Mars as my inspiration. He had a song called, I don't know exactly what it's called, but I know it's like Money, Money, Money Makes Me Smile is the chorus. And I figured I would do little money signs on my eyes and on my cheeks and use yellow and green to work that out. But of course, I'm a real big blue girl, so I figured I would do some blue soon. And I pulled out the Ace Butte palette. How are you doing today, Lorna? I'm not going to wipe all this stuff off and start again. I did my setup a little different so that I'm not shaking you guys all the time. And since the sun is still setting on me, I can see that it's really bright on the camera, so I'm not going to turn the light on. But let me know if I need to turn the light on if I look too dark. I also tried a new setting powder, and apparently it is setting glitter. It is just nothing but glitter in that powder. So it made me super shiny, super weird looking, and I wasn't too mad at it. But I don't want to take off my lashes. It's gonna be lazy. Oh yeah, I love sparkles all day. I want to add some sparkles to my blue. There's also a pressed pigment in the first festival palette. It's like a pink and gold that I thought would be really pretty, an accent to throw off the blue. Not really throw it off, because pink goes with blue. This is a lazy way of doing it because I don't want to take off the lashes and re-glue them down and them not stick because of all the eyeshadow I had on earlier. Take off my little money signs. And I tried that holographic highlighter, and of course, like I said, it's meant for teenagers. I guess this isn't going to work. The lash is going to have to go. They're lifting, so they want to go. I know to give me more surface space to work with if I take the lashes off.
Whoa! 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 Yeah.
I've been watching not really watching and listening to everybody talk bad about makeup wipes. And I'm like, wow, I just got into makeup wipes and now they want to get angry and have an opinion about them not being biodegradable and not being good for the environment. But there are some out there that are biodegradable and good for the environment. And the ones that are not, I found that if we stretch them and cut them up, they work just fine. They do great. It just takes a little bit more time. So it all depends on how we dispose of them too. I spend most of the night cutting up little things that need to be cut up small so that at least if it gets by the fishes and the turtles, they don't die messing with it. So I really don't want to be served a fish with some whatchamacallit in them, makeup white. That's all bad. But it happens. Yeah, these young people got to read before they make the assumption. Like, I love that Patrick Starr came out with his line starting with the makeup remover. And then now he's bringing out a palette and he's bringing out all kinds of little goodies for us to try. He's got a whole kit, and everybody knows they're going to buy it up. Those who want it. I will definitely be waiting for it on the next rebound. You know, when it's almost discontinued, that's when I like to buy it, when it's on sale. But then I don't know if that qualifies for, you know, being expired or not, or getting closer to its expiration date, because it already takes them a year to make it. This primer is super sticky. Did you ever DM Sylvia on Instagram, Lauren? She wanted to send you some makeup. These paint pots, they got to figure out a different way, a different design, because they dry out and you got to get your rub on in there super bad. And then it makes it hard to blend out on your eye.
What the? It just... Okay.
I hope I'm not bumping into anybody's time frame. I know I didn't see anybody going live soon or any premieres, so I just decided to jump on and go live at a random time. Figure before I get tired, and because I've been up since 2 a.m. again. Have nowhere to go and nothing to do. I wish I had somewhere to go and something to do. Yeah, hit her on the Instagram and let her know you know what you were going through. She hit me today asking about you, so I was like, I'll check in and see, because she's been sending friend mail out. She's super inundated with a bunch of products and she's not using any of them, so she wants to share, which I find to be really nice. She sent me a whole face, a cream palette of like contour and correction. It's all in a big old box, a big old kit. of its own. And then a few palettes that I didn't own at all. So yeah, she got some stuff. She got some stuff to share. She wants to share. Our only problem right now is getting the foundations that she got out to share because nobody is the same color. So yeah, I got the Vintage Dawn palette. I was interested in the of course the blue and this baby sparkly blue. But then I thought, wouldn't it be fun to just skip that, go straight into orange and yellow, since I never touch orange and yellow, and go into this glitter right here, which is a gold, pink, and something mixed. I don't know. I was like, ouch, my ear. I keep forgetting when I put these earrings on, and I'm not used to wearing earrings, so I keep forgetting. It's too hot in the daytime here. Usually things before the world ended were open at night, you know, different parks and water parks for the kids to play at, like literally the playground. It wasn't really a water park, it's a playground with water sprinklers that they can get in and get cooled off. But they shut all that down, and then I seen that they tried to, you know, some people just went over there and tried to open it up, and the police came and shut that down. I was just like, wow. So I haven't took my babies out yet for that, because I don't want to get interrupted out there having fun by cops. It just wouldn't be right. It also built up my anxiety to the point of like no return. Dealing with the police. I mean, where I live, they're not that bad. They're not like LA or New York or anything like that. They're more scared of us than we are of them here. But, you know, they still got the badge, is what I tell them. You got the badge. I don't got a badge. So I have to be careful. So I figure, yeah, we'll go light orange, yellow, into a glam burgundy, and see if that glitter works out good. I have been into the yellow in the middle so far. Just haven't been doing too much orange. So a nice sunrise would be good. Maybe a cut crease to make sure that glitter really sticks. I pulled out my glitter primer. Just really pack it on there to give me some pigment. I really like this palette. I don't know why I keep putting it away. Maybe like it's never going to come back or something. But I should really get in them. I'm thinking of doing a series just like all the other ladies, a palette of the day for each video for a while, because subscription boxes are, it's not really eating me up. It's just once my blender died, I've hit a crisis mode. You know, if I don't have my shaved ice every day, I kind of go in a panic. So I'm like, I've got to get me a new blender that does my ice. Everybody keeps telling me to invest in just a shaved ice maker, and I'm like, that's just too much work. Gotta go find block ice to shave my ice, and that's just too much work. Where I live, the ices can get scarce because of the whole it being so hot, always 100+ degrees on a daily. So anybody who has ice is usually, they go to the ice outlet to pick it up, which I live really close to. it's just so cold and waiting there for them to come out and fill your ice chest up with either block ice or cubed ices. That's the only problem that I have, the waiting. And then when I get it home, I'm like, forget it. It's too heavy, too much work. I'd rather just buy a bag of ice and then do it that way. This orange is very light. Kind of reminds me of like Ronald McDonald yellow orange. I'm gonna go back into that yellow and go right in the center.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my stores sell them, but they sell out really easy because we have nothing but a bunch of polythelomans around, the ones that ring the bell to come and do the ICs for the kids. So they get there super early to get their ice on. I'm more of a right before the store closes type of girl because I don't want to deal with the crowds. I've tried the early morning with the seniors with my mom because she can get in there 6 o'clock in the morning, but I'm like, it's too early for me to think. Way too early to think. I won't know what I want. I have to write a grocery list, and then I'll get there and I'll be like, oh, I forgot. But I love that this palette has like enough colors that you can, you don't feel overwhelmed or intimidated by it. And then just go back into the previous color, and I don't know exactly what this style is called, where you do one color in each row. Yeah, my Dollar Tree runs out of ice really quick. So I go there at least 2 times a week and get 4 bags, put in my deep freezer, and then I go to the grocery store, and then I go to the liquor store close to my house. Because I only like Alhambra ice or Crystal Geyser ice. It's something about it. You can taste the difference. They can't tell me nothing. My mom gets her ice maker ice, and I'm like, I don't want your ice maker ice. Not to be mean, it's just that it doesn't taste like Crystal Geyser or Alhambra ice. She knows I grew up very bougie with my grandmother. So how you gonna have me homemade ice without filters? No, ma'am. This is a pretty burgundy color. Not quite burgundy, not quite red. Yeah, now that I will get and beat myself up to go, prep myself to go for Senior's Day at Walmart. I'll be like, Mom, we're going to Senior's Day at Walmart. And she's like, why? I was like, because I need your discount, and I need to go find any discontinued sales, because they've got, really good movies sometimes for like $5. Thank you. Yeah. I've always wanted to do a sunset like everyone else, but I can never get the placement right. Because I like my arts to, be a very Cruella de Vil. I always really, really like that. I'm creepy like that. I like the witch's eyebrows compared to my own eyebrows. And we're still rocking the same Ace palette. I'm going to go into a really rich dark brown and blend everything out on the top so I have a nice smooth edge. I have been trying to network when I go out. That's one thing. I plug my, and they say, oh, your eyeshadow looks really nice. You know, because I'm wearing it with the mask. I'm like, visit my YouTube channel. I'll hook you up with some information. You know, some good conversation, some good, ideas for your looks. So you don't feel like crap working in the grocery store without your makeup on. Because they're sweating in there now because they started, because they say Corona can be killed with heat. They stopped putting the air conditioners on in most doors. They only want they want to make it hot in there. And that's not the business when it's hot outside. I know it has to be done. But a lot of my ladies, they love their makeup at Walgreens and Save Mart. And I've grown up with a lot of them. They moved from the Bay Area to here. So we all know each other from San Jose. And I'm like, nope, gotta network, gotta get it out there. I even sent a post to my dad's job. He saw it today and got on me. He's like, what's this post mean? I said, send your friends to come look. Come, you all keep talking to me about, do I have any friends, any single friends? Because they're all in their 50s to 60s. And I'm like, well, you can find you a nice woman on YouTube and you get to see what she looks like with and without makeup. He started cracking up. I was like, it's only true, Daddy. It's only true. And a lot of their women need help. They need Jesus with that makeup they be putting on. So he's networking that for me today as he was eating his sandwich. Because we live in 2 different towns. So I was like, that's how you do it, Daddy. You got to network for your daughter. Because I told him how he wanted to know, do you make a pretty good living on YouTube? And I was like, I don't make squat on YouTube, but if I get to be a bigger YouTuber, then maybe you got to have, over 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of live, view time to be monetized. And so I have to really work on this. And since my birthday's coming up, he was like, what's your goal? I was like, my goal is to get into your wallet and get me a computer, a better computer, something smaller, because this one's pretty big. This laptop is really big. It was my stepdad's, and he was sweet enough to give it to me, but it's not mine and it's not me. It really isn't. I told him I'm more of a small MacBook kind of girl. Something I can carry with me in my pocketbook, in my purse. It works out better. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Got a few more people popped in here, but they haven't left us a comment, so I don't know who they are yet. But you missed the start. The base of it is the Vintage Dawn Ace Butte palette. Now I'm going to cut the crease, and I'm going to use the Festival palette. This is not the Festival 2.0. This is the Pure's Festival palette, the first one. But it does have a really pretty pop of gold and yellow, pink glitter right here that I've been dying to touch. And I figured, let's prime it up. And then do it in like a cut crease type of way. Kills me this has to stay on so much. I have to keep rubbing in there to get this on because it's so dry. I may put some setting spray in it tonight before I go to bed and let it soak in. Try to bring it back to life.
Everything is white. Yellow. I got.
I feel that is as even as it's gonna get. Okay. Let's attempt the dreaded glitter. Dun 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 dun. With a dampened brush. Oh yeah, that's sticking better. I'm trying to figure out all these different ways to put glitter on without that glitter glue, because that glitter glue can totally eat you up. Thank you, Lorna. Gotta hook me up with some likes and subscribers. Nobody wants to come in and say hi today. I've noticed that a lot more people like to get on lives because they're up, I guess, in different countries. When I was up at 2 in the morning, but later on in the day, not really. They have their favorites, their tried and trues, and I do too, you know.
Go somewhere. Go somewhere else on your side. You go somewhere else on your side.
I feel so far away from you now. Because I usually pull the computer really, really close. I don't know if you guys are seeing all of the colors in their true form or not. Yeah, they're just shy. I know I was shy forever. They couldn't get me to leave a comment on their videos at all because I was so scared of being trolled. Because I was cussed out by somebody on Just Ann's video one time, and I was giving her some feedback on a product that she thought was one thing, and I was like, no, it's this product. And they're like, no, she knows what she's talking about. It's her channel. I was like, well, then why in the next video she got to apologize to everybody and say, it came to my attention that it's this product. I was like, because you guys don't listen. You just assume that the cue cards are right, and they're not until she gets a chance to really, really look at them and tell you what the products are. So now I'm gonna try the gold one. The pink is nice, but it's not popping enough. It's just not. to make a cohesive sunrise.
No. Mr. Ray, you fixed your house.
It is. It's really pretty. That's why I want to try them, because I have so many loose ones. And I want to make sure I can utilize almost everything, because what's the use of getting a bunch of loose glitters and press glitters if you don't use them at all? Then I started thinking next month to, go when I go to the post office to do my packages, I'm going to ask them about those, any size, doesn't matter, shipment bags or boxes that they offer for flat rates. And I was going to do a glitter giveaway, because there's a lot of glitters that I've never been touched. And I figured I would do a glitter giveaway so they don't go to waste, and then do a pigment giveaway specifically just for pigments, and then eyeshadow palette giveaway. And then I have Ipsy bags that are definitely waiting for new homes. I've got a hold of so much stuff that I don't use, and I was talking to my sister Mary from another mister about it. Trying to build a following with followers is hard when you don't have giveaways. And I kind of watch a lot of people that don't do giveaways, like Raw Beauty Christie and Patrick Starr, because he's a good guy. Rich Lux, he's starting to do giveaways, because I love the way he does it. When he says there's something he was going to say, and he goes, "Oh, there goes another subscriber right there." I'm like, yeah, Rich, I feel you on that. Just leaving your platform. But he's got so many of them, he can risk losing one or two.
Whoa. Whoa.
So yeah, a lot of the glitter stuck, but not enough to convince me to dip back in here again without a different type of primer to stick it. Because I got glitter glue, but it's kind of like lash glue, honestly, to me. And I don't mind those who come in and just watch and leave me a thumbs up and then come back and comment later on. I really like that, the way I can interact with everyone. It takes me a minute to get back to what I want to say. So I'll make sure I like your comment and heart your comment, and then I'll go back and really think about it, because I want it to be genuine. I don't want it to be just some random thought. Or just an emoji. I get a lot of just emojis. When I used to send out a lot of messages like to Brenda, I'm quick to be like, "Hi Brenda," and just put an emoji just to let her know I was there, and then I'll leave another comment on a different video saying, "I just wanted to pop in and let you know I was here. That was a great box," even though I would leave like the face, like, that was a great box. But the last time she had a box like that, and I said, "Well, that's a good box," even though everything that was in that box was like dollar store stuff, and it was like stationaries, and it wasn't really makeup, and she was kind of confused. How was it a beauty box? It was more like a lifestyle box, but they're, announcing themselves as a beauty box. Hi, Christy. Tried some dreaded glitter, and now it's stuck on the bottom of my eye. Oh, that's right. Who told me to use tape to try to do glitter? Rich Lux? No, the other Lux gentleman said to use glitter, but I'm going to use lotion because that seems to grab it. Lotion and a piece of toilet paper. How are you doing today, Christy? Not getting too, I hope. We're in the upper 90s, but at least we're not in the 100s mark again, where I'm at. But I still got the air conditioner on for my babies, and I'm in my denim top because every day is a supernatural day. I'm good. I'm just, as they say, bored in the house and in the house bored. Honestly, been up so early this morning that I'm surprised I'm still up functioning. Even my kids are like, "Mom, you're usually like napping by now." I'm like, I know, but I've been dealing with a lot of pain that's just new to me, nerve pain that's new to me. Yeah, and see, that 106, I would be able to handle it. They would have me in here, I would be iceberged up in a hoodie sweatshirt in my house because my kids, the air conditioner doesn't go down past 70 degrees, but that's really cold to me. It really, really is. To them, it's like, Mom, it's too hot. Let's put some more on. I'm like, no, it's cold. Come out of your bedrooms. Yeah, it's 106. We were 110 on Sunday when I was barbecuing. So I had to keep running back and forth from the house to the garage. When I would go in the backyard, I would run into the garage where, it was shaded, and then come back, do the cooking, and run back, and then I'll come in the house. And I was trying to run away, beat the heat really bad on Sunday. But it was worth it. Those ribs cooked for almost 6 hours to the point where they were fall apart, pulled apart. All the bones fell out. Everything fell out. But my son wasn't mad at it because he loved him some pulled pork sandwiches. That's the only problem I really have with glitter, is it getting in my tear duct under my eye and not letting any eyeliner stick. Because if I don't have any eyeliner on, my lashes won't stick because of the glue, because of the glitter. Yeah, it was really good. My dad was like, "Why did you cook it so long?" I was like, "I was just testing something." So what I did is I wrapped it 3 times in parchment paper, and then I wrapped it 3 times in aluminum foil so that it would get extremely tender for my goddaughter because she just had her teeth pulled. I didn't know it was going to fall off the bone tender to the point where it was just literally crumbs of meat. So, but freezing it really quick, like rapid freezing it to chill it before you cut it, did help. Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to humidity. Yeah, if he ever notices me, Jeffrey, Patrick, all the stars, somebody noticed me and me taking on their role of looks. I try to redo a lot of their looks. I enter all their giveaways and nobody sees me. Only my tried and true smaller YouTubers. So I'm like, I really appreciate that. I really wish they would notice me. I think Jeffree Star would be mad because I don't own any of his products. And it's only because I can't afford them, honestly. And then they sell out so quickly. I don't want the... I do want it and I don't want it. I do want to try the collab with Morphe, but then I don't because the formula is different from his personal formula and Morphe's formula. So I figured I will wait. I tried to get... I was online for almost 6 hours trying to get that one little emerald green that he put out, the single shade. But because he broke the internet. My little tribal eye of putting on my concealer. I sat my color correct down. I think I misplaced it. No. Yep, I misplaced it. So I'm like, forget it. This is a MAC, literally a MAC foundation that they have in like a squeeze bottle. Before the world ended, I was able to get a sample of it, and I let it sit out for about 2 hours, just with a napkin over it, and it dried out enough to become the perfect concealer shade, or consistency for concealer to put under my eyes. But I've actually had to, in my age now, I didn't even think about it when I was younger because I didn't know what color correction was. But now that I've realized, you know, red is not for me, green is not for me. Peach, though, works really nice for my skin tone. So I've been peaching it up with just to brighten up under my eyes. And so I add that to the majority of all of my concealers that I want to use. When I make my own little Franken concealer, I Franken conceal. Yeah, I don't, any of them I would love. Just one product from him would set me up for life, even if it was just a highlight or something, because you can put a highlighter anywhere. So I figured eventually I will be able to invest in him. You know, if he doesn't get canceled first, which he won't get canceled. I don't even know why they try to cancel culture him. If they watched him from the beginning, they would know him and understand him right now. Of how, you know, he is very controversial. He hangs out with people of color and feels he can throw the N-word around, which is, that's common. Woo! Big old tear just jumped out of my eye, which is common because I have a lot of white friends and they do the same thing. And I'm like, I look at them and because I don't ever use the word, I don't find offense to it either. But they'll look at me and they're like, oh. And I'm like, no, you say what you want to say. You do what you want to do. It's up to, you know, I'm your friend. There's usually somebody out there in the world we got to worry about that's going to be worse to worry about. Oh, I do not understand why this eye just keeps tearing up. I just learned from my own life because my family is so diverse, so mixed. There's no reason for racism in our family. We can't even find it. And that's a good thing, you know, being ultra mixed and not seeing the bad. Because all I saw when I see Patrick Starr and I see James Charles, Manny, I see a very creative young man that I would love to get to know as far as his makeup skills. I don't have to personally brush my teeth with him and be offended by him in any way because he's not offending me personally. Now, him talking about Trisha Paytas with people around him, that was heartbreaking because that's your friend. There is no reason in the world to go hang out with somebody that's your friend, and just because they don't want to party hardy, talk about their weight, talk about, anything, honestly. If I'm going to talk about your weight, we're going to talk about it together. We're not going to talk about it behind your back or with anybody else, because that's not fair to you. You got it. It's your weight. It's your opinion too. So if you love yourself the way you are, I'm not going to worry about it. Hey, Zach, how you doing? Yeah, it's not my place to be like, oh, Trisha, you're this or that because of your weight and your drugs. No, it's none of my business. As your best friend or as your friend, I'm gonna talk to you in private about it. But it's not my business to be bringing it out and talking about it with a group of people that I know eventually they'll get online and get back to the world. No, maybe that's what he thought. Nothing he said was going to get back to the world. Thank you. It's a two-faced mirror. I took her head off though. She had a pineapple fro, but she was blocking my view. It just would not be a video if I didn't throw something on the floor. Another one down. It sucks. Yeah, there's some things you just don't want to talk about. Like, the time for us to talk about our weight is when we are together doing our thing. I'm going to talk about, I'm going to get fat today because I'm going to eat this, this, and this and enjoy myself. That's as far as that conversation should go from his mouth, because he knows that Trisha loves to eat. And I'm not mad at her. They got that money to make that, to eat that good food. So there is no reason for me to be mad at you. I don't know why I'm tearing up, Zach. I'm having one of those very emotional moments with this air conditioner. It just wants to drip and rain. I think I need to change my foundation again because now to me it seems too dark, which has to make you bust out a darker contour shade. Now that's one thing I can say about Kat Von D. She can be controversial if she wants to, but she makes a darn good brush. And she wasn't even that controversial. Her issue was just putting her personal information out in the world. Oh, you don't have an AC, Zach? Do you guys even need one in Canada? It doesn't get over 100 degrees in Canada, does it? Because where I'm at, it gets like 110, and by law, they have every apartment and house has to have an AC because people die out here from heat stroke in their houses. That's why you see me all bundled up all the time, because I'm so cold being under the AC. I wear a sweater out there in the 100 degrees because I don't want it to get burned up. It gets hot there, yeah, but does it get over 100 degrees hot to where you feel you need an air conditioner? Or it's not regulated to where the state demands that you, or the city demands that you have to have an air conditioner? I know in San Jose, I must be so emotional because my nose wants to run and I'm tearing up. I don't know what I'm missing. Something in this world just ain't right to me. Maybe the moon. That happened the last time. Somebody had to let me know about the super moon that was coming through. I felt the pain of the moon, but I didn't feel this where I'm like crying all day long for no reason. Oh, so yeah, you only get up to the 90s, so it's not a city or a regulation. We deal with a lot of elderly and children death here to the heat because people don't, I don't know, exactly understand how they don't understand how to place their fans to get that air from the outside world, you know, to have it flowing and be nice for their children and their pets too. I think the only people I say that suffer the most here where I live are the pets. That explains it. It's going to be a meteor shower. That will explain it right there. I'm crying. The stars are crying. And even though I don't feel like I'm upset about nothing, only thing I was upset about was the glitter that I wanted to try. Didn't want to stick to my eye, so I couldn't figure out exactly what kind of primer to use. So that was the only emotional issue I had. Usually I'm just very, very bubbly, happy person. It's only when I'm real quiet, my family worries because they're like, oh, she's got to be in pain or somebody's in pain or somebody's hurting somewhere. She can feel it. So they all start getting on the phone and they start calling each other. How's daddy doing? How's this doing? Because he's not talking today. She's not feeling up to it. Because I'm really in tune to my loved ones and my friends. Right? I love The Lion King too. My daughter was talking about it today. Should I do movie-inspired looks or Disney-inspired looks for Halloween? And I was like, I don't know. I've just been going on a sunrise, sunset feeling for the last couple of days. So pink, orange, blues have been my go-to. And I finally found my liner, my mascara, not mascara, my brow pencil that I wanted from e.l.f. Because there's no reason in the world to spend more than $2 on a brow pencil. Anastasia is smoking rocks for $22. And it don't come on. You have to it's really dry, her brow pencil. So you have to really scratch your brows. If you don't have any hair, it's not going to scope you either. You have to have some kind of hair for it to grab onto. So I find it to be a waste of money. Goodness, I just, woo. Let's see here. Liners. Nope, that's not a good liner. That's not a sharpened liner. Yeah. Yeah. I don't cry when death happens. I will cry at a wedding. Oh, I'm a big crybaby at a wedding. And when a baby's born, I cry. So new beginnings, I cry a lot. And I know not until August, my granddaughter turns 1, but I've already been crying looking for her beautiful dress. Because, we're not going to be able to do a traditional party the way we want to. She's gonna have to have little going from grandma to grandpa's houses to, you know, have her little cupcake. And I figure I will buy her a really fluffy tutu dress, and she's not walking, so it'll be perfect for her. And then I will probably cry and melt off all my makeup at her during her pictures. Her mother's excited because I told her I've only had boys. My daughter does not do makeup. She's literally the clear mascara, clear everything kind of girl. So my granddaughter is going to be they asked me, you know, how do I feel about babies wearing makeup? I don't have a problem putting babies in makeup. My problem is when it starts messing up their skin, you know, so I figure we'll moisturize her, you know, very well, layer her up with moisturizer. She doesn't need foundation. She'll have a little bit of blush, a light lip, and she'll have her eyeliner on, no mascara because she's too young to wipe it off properly. I was trying to explain to her mother, and I was like, we can paint her nails on her toes, but not her hands because she puts her hands in her mouth. And this being her first time having a child, her mother was like, oh, we're going to take her to the nail salon and get her eyebrows waxed. I was like, you're not waxing my granddaughter's eyebrows. We're not the kind of family that you can just remove our hair and expect it to grow back. It doesn't happen that way. If you wax her eyebrows, it does not come back. It's gone. And her grandmother, she's kind of ignorant when it comes to that. I was like, we're divas, true enough, honey, but certain things you don't do on babies. You have to wait. It's just not right. Like putting false lashes on babies for pageants. That's for the pageant, not for the real world. Because if you keep putting them on every day for the real world, then her poor eyes are going to be going through it, and she'll lose all her lashes. Especially when you don't use something to remove it properly. I think everyone's just lost their mind. They want to, when it comes to makeup right now and children. I've been asked a lot on Influencer how I feel about certain pageant makeup. And I'm like, there is no such thing as pageant makeup. It's MAC makeup for studio, for like if you're a dancer or if you're in plays, to be seen from a stage. But make sure you prime their faces really good with lotions and creams, because anything less, you're ruining their skin. My grandmother used to be really, that was her big thing. Don't ruin their skin too early. It doesn't matter what you do to, you know, as far as makeup, just make sure you moisturize them really well so that it comes off really well, and take it off with baby oil or Palm's cream lotions. Yeah, I was a big goth chick too. I do love my vampy burgundy. I still am. My little soul still screams goth chick, honestly. I think that's why I wear a lot of dark, still wear a lot of dark eyeshadows. But I was always a real weirdo when it came to it. Like a lot of liner on the inside of my eyes would be really dark. My inside of my eyes was really dark. But I couldn't wear any like foundations or anything. My parents didn't allow me to wear anything but liner, mascara, and a lip gloss. But once my dad, oh yeah, we talked about it today, which is kind of funny. He said, you remember when you used to make your own makeup? I was like, yeah. He was like, do you plan on doing that again? I was like, there's no reason for me to murder any more Crayola crayons to make makeup when you can buy makeup. Because they didn't let us wear anything back then. I was like, man, come on, Dad, let me have this, at least one chapstick with color, pigment. And he'd be like, no, 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 no. The only time we could wear blush was to church, but we still had to wear clear lip gloss, clear mascara. And I was like, but I could wear my eyeliner. That was about it. Now my mom, I can't even peel her out of her skin to wear makeup because she still only wears her blue mascara and that's it. She's done. She's like, blue mascara is enough for me because she's got platinum blonde lashes and she's got platinum blonde hair. So the blue mascara, it looks really good on her. But it's nothing. It's just mascara. I'm like, what about your lips? She's like, nope. I like to eat and drink too much to be putting on stuff on my lips. She's like, it has to be a steady paint where it won't come off. So I invested in her some Ofra for Mother's Day. Still haven't seen her in it yet. Oh yeah, and I still wear black nail polish on my toes. The only reason I changed my nail polish on my hands is because I wash dishes all the time and it breaks off. So I hate that. I love the chip look, but I hate the chip look all at the same time. But this Halloween is going to be a series to remember because I am really into my Rocky Horror Picture Show. And the anniversary is coming up again. So I figured I would be one of every character every day, once a week, I would do a character look to fill in between my boxes and things like that. Always that inner corner that going to get you. Oh, really, Lorna? I love Buffy and Angel, so you have to show me. Send me some pictures, post them on Instagram, recreate them. Let me see, because I know the only character I really loved his makeup was Lauren. You know, him being fully green, he didn't have much to go with, but I loved how he kept his ruby lips. He always had a great blush on. Buffy, she stayed very neutral, which wasn't too bad for me. But when Cordelia, I loved her makeup, and I loved when Willow became the bad Willow, witch Willow. She had great smoky eyes with her smoky hair. I do. I love my Angel and Buffy. Not as much as Supernatural, though. I was thinking of being the lady in white on Halloween night. I have done the Clockwork Orange. I still have my hat in the room. My son put it on the wall. I did Clockwork Orange. I have that on my Instagram, actually. The year that I did Clockwork Orange and had the eyeshadow going. I mean, I had it going down my cheeks so that those who didn't know what the movie was, they knew exactly what I was doing. Yeah, I love those cult classics. I know I always talk about horror movies, but the cult classics get me. They're more of my heart. Now, I don't remember what brand these lashes are, but they don't want to bend at all. Yeah, that movie is crazy. I didn't quite understand it when I first saw it. I was also like 13, but when I got the my son had knew I saw it. He bought me the anniversary edition of it when it came out again, and so I was in my late 20s, and I wouldn't let him watch it. I was like, nope, you cannot watch this movie yet, not until you become an adult, and you'll understand when you're an adult why I kept it from you, because of it being as wild as it was. You know, Mulholland Drive and um, what else? Which Twin Peaks. They need to have Twin Peaks as a cult classic if it hasn't already. Because my mom, between her, Twin Peaks, and Beauty and the Beast, my whole entire living room was just plastered with those posters. Because she loved that man, the one who played the original uh, Hellboy. She adores that man. She still has her Hellboy up in her house. Not Hellboy, but her they back in the day when Beauty and the Beast that came out, they had did like this whole beautiful kit where you can get it. You pre-ordered it through Barnes and Noble. That's when you got the DVD of it on Barnes and always a VHS, and you got a picture and that little still of them, and it was autographed by both of them. She put that up in her living room after all these years. I'm like, Mom, I can tell I'm your child when it comes to movies because my whole house is covered in movie posters. I think my goddaughter keeps trying to call me on Instagram. I told her we'll go live on her Instagram. So yeah, I think that this would go good with a nude lip. But yeah, if you want to see a crazy movie, try Mulholland Drive. That movie goes forward and back, just like Requiem to a Dream. The way it goes forward and back and then like chops, it is very hard to sit still and understand. I understood it, but I didn't get the in-depth of it until I went to college and went and took film theory. That's when the professor really broke down Mulholland Drive for me, and with the lighting and oh, it was wonderful. It was the best class I could have ever took. Being a movie lover was intro to film, and then I have to say my teacher was hot. He looked just like the dude from Maroon 5. I told him, "You're too hot to be a teacher. I can't take this class for credit because all I do is stare at you." So I had to take it for no credit. I was like, all I do is I literally just sit there. The movie's playing, and I'm just staring at my professor. He's like, "Are you getting any notes in?" I was like, yeah, I have my recorder playing. Oh yeah, Pulp Fiction. That's a big family favorite for my family. We love Pulp Fiction. Yeah, check out Mulholland Drive. And always, I can just give you one little hint. Keep an eye on the garbage can. You don't see it for a long time, but keep an eye on the garbage can. Why that man was so, he seemed crazy through the whole movie. He was worried about somebody coming after him, and you finally see it. And it's just like the paranoia builds up in that movie because it's separated by like 4 different storylines, but each person is connected in some way by that Mulholland Drive in LA, that road, that strip of road. That's what they're all connected by. And it's really, really good. I don't want to give you too much. It's really good. It's really worth not getting up when you watch that movie. It's by the same people who did Pulp Fiction, not him per se. I want to say not Tarantino, but goodness, what is that man's name? I want to say Sharon Tate's husband. No, it's not scary, but it has jump scares. It's not meant to be scary. It's meant to always have you watching. They has you. It's kind of like Requiem to a Dream. You're looking straight, but stuff over here is going on that you didn't notice. And if you look at those things and then come back to the main screen, you're like, okay, now I understand the paranoia of this character in that scene. Because there's a lot of with Requiem to a Dream, it's really based on society as a whole. So is Mulholland Drive. It runs around society, drugs that are being administered with, by the doctor, weight loss, vanity, good eating habits, shopping habits. Like the mother has a lot of issues in Requiem because, she sits up late night watching QVC and she starts getting involved with one of those telemarketing type people trying to say, you need this in your life. You need this. You need this. And she's like, I need it. I need it. And then she buys it and she's on them. And he just basically gave you a bunch of caffeine pills. And she starts wigging out. And her son is on heroin, robbing her blind. She had her TV with a chain link on it. And he just took the whole thing so he can go get him some drugs. It also has, whatchamacallit in it. It has, what is his name? Yeah, they're weird. And if you like weird, it's a good weird movie. But it's also like Train Spotting. If you've seen Train Spotting, that kind of weird with the drugs and how everything goes real fast and then it slows down so you can understand their experience. It's just like that. All three movies, Mulholland Drive, Train Spotting, and Requiem to a Dream. But it has that dude, Jared Leto. Jared, is his name Jared? He played the Joker. And then it has one of the Wayne brothers in there. It's got a really good cast. And it jumps to even the BDSM lifestyle and show you how sad it can get when you're trying to support someone you love and they want drugs and how far down. No, not Joaquin Phoenix. That's the Joker movie. I'm talking about, he also played in that cowboy movie. He's not a Phoenix. His name is Jared. I can look him up on Instagram because I follow him on Instagram. I find him so sexy. And he's a weirdo. My daughter calls him a weirdo because she doesn't like the way he's kind of cultish. And I'm like, girl, those are the best ones. Jared Leto. Yeah, Jared Leto. And it's kind of sad. Jared Leto looks just like my youngest son's father. Dead on him. That greasy hair. I love it so much. The long, just today I'm going to wear a beard and tomorrow I'm going to wear a cut. Yeah. Jared Leto is crazy, but he's in that movie. He's really young, so he's really, really young and sexy and fresh. They show you him really, really fresh face, and then it goes downhill, and they start aging them with costume makeup to make them look a little older, because it goes over about 10 years. Even Mulholland Drive, it goes over a certain amount of time lapse, so they age them with some prosthetics and things. Oh, that's it. That's the finished look. Ace Butte Vintage Dawn and some glitter from the Pure Festival palette. Now the Pure palette, they gave this away in their mystery box. They had a $15 mystery box. It's $25 now, but it's no mystery. You get 5 brushes because they show you the picture of a brush. But you get 5 different brushes. You get the palette. Now that's the only mystery is what palette you'll get. And then they also have the lips and a couple other products. But you get about 7 products in there including the brushes being as one bulk. It's a great box for $25. Thank you, Christy. Yeah, I do. I love some weird movies. Uh, Netflix had a few of them out, like that one about the violinist. My goodness, what was that called? But it was bad. It was not bad in a bad way, like bad and like badass, because the girls were in this music school for bright and upcoming geniuses, and they take you in it as young as 7 years old. But the school was run by a bunch of Satanists that had their own way of thinking, not Satanists in a bad way thinking. No, they were bad. They thought their way was the best way to get you to be the best at your skill, plus to make them money. Yes, The Perfection. That movie had me. I watched that 4 times. It made the list of movies that people can't watch more than once. I was like, what are you talking about? I had to rewind and find out, when did she actually put that poison in that girl's drink? When did she actually give her, the reason to cut her hand off like that? So I went back and watched it 4 times. I don't think you get the full extent of any movie if you don't watch it more than, 4 times. Even the Avenger movies, we watch those over and over again because there's so much going on with so many characters, you can't catch up with everybody. So I don't see why it made the list. Now, the one I'm trying to watch is, it's on Hulu. The Monster, Monsoon, something like that, where you're in like a village that has 27 hours with the sun, that it doesn't really go down. The sun doesn't go down. I've only made it halfway through it, and the only problem I'm having with it is the sound. Because I'm like, why is everybody talking so low? Why are they whispering? And so I have to watch it late at night when my kids are asleep with my earbuds in, and then I'm paranoid from my neighbors and everything. I live in I want to say it's not rural, but it is, because it's still developing. And I have a lot of homeless people just pulling up on their trailer parks and stuff, trailer thingies, and parking in front of my house. It's a crazy movie, and it's about, the guys were supposed to go. So it's supposed to be 5 guys going to visit a friend's family and see where he grew up. And then one of the girlfriends ended up, 2 lady friends ended up tagging along. So it ends up being 7 of them. And it's kind of like The Wicker Man. It looked like The Wicker Man to me, with Nicolas Cage when they got there, because they were all in, white sheet dresses and flower hats, and they were dancing around singing and chanting. And I was like, okay, this is cute. But then when you start hearing people and they're talking to you, it did not, their speech is very, very low. And so you can't hear what they're saying. And I'm like, well, what are you hiding? Why is the volume so low? And then they got the jump scares, because the only internal monster is ourselves, honestly, when it comes to those kind of movies. And I know that's what it's trying to make me do. And it is. It's meant to be one of those real crazy movies that you can only watch once. And I'm like, nope. I'm going to watch it in clips, and then I'm going to watch the full thing, because I've taken too many movie classes growing up to not be so intent on movies. If you have a list of movies that you want to have me check out, I'm more than down to do it, because I love checking out anything that's streaming, honestly, because if I have to rent it, it's not going to happen right now. I don't like to rent nothing. I like to own it, regardless if it's a good one or a bad one. I like to own it. So if it doesn't stream, I got to buy it. But yeah, I love a good weird movie, because right now I'm just on the same. It doesn't matter what I own. I have, oh my goodness. If I showed you guys my movie collection, you'd be like, girl, why don't you open a video store? I wanted to. I really did want to. But then I realized I didn't want anybody taking my videos home with them and scratching them or not bringing them back. And so I kept them. I'm hoarding them like I hoard my makeup. And as you see, I kind of like went way out with that wing. Probably could have just cut it off and made it just the lid. Next time I'll do it just the lid. But yeah, I try to talk about a movie every time I come on. Something I've seen that's weird. Like I just saw the prequel to The Exorcist, which it was really good. It was different to have, an adult. Yep, I got The Quiet Place. I'm waiting for part 2 to come out so I can own it. But The Quiet Place was nice. The Cloverfield, the second one and the third one, the Cloverfield Paradox and all that, those were good. Because the whole time I'm thinking my man from Roseanne had kidnapped that girl and was just holding her hostage for no reason. And in fact, there was aliens out there wrecking stuff up. And we just didn't know it because she didn't survive it. I mean, she survived it and like got in a car accident, but she didn't see that she hit a piece of fallen metal from space. But yeah, I want to see part 2. I want to see how she's able to keep that baby quiet. And why did you have the baby? Is it going to be a snack? Your youngest son was a snack for the aliens, so is this one a snack for you guys to have meat? I laugh at horror movies too, because there's nothing scarier than reality. I mean, I think my worst fear is to wake up and all my makeup be dried out, or my refrigerator to be empty. Like, those are real things to be scared of. The cats have no food. The dog has no food. The baby's favorite snack is gone. Like, who ate the baby's last snack? That's the scary thing. But movies, I don't think that there's a movie out there that has ever frightened me. Just a character from a movie has frightened me, which we know, he who wears the green and red sweater, he frightens me. The movies don't frighten me at all. It's just when he comes on screen, the original one with Chris Ingham, I'm like this. I'm literally looking through my eyes at him. I don't want to hear him. I just want to get through the movie, kill everybody. Let's see who lives. Let's go. But other than that, I'm not scared of anything. Or heights. Yeah. Waking up, I've had like nightmares where I woke in my nightmare, I opened the refrigerator to get my drink that I put away and it's not there and it's empty. Grab my pearls. Yeah, I own all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. My sons kill me about it, especially my oldest son. He's like, Mom, you own every Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Not just one copy, but 3 copies. You have them in widescreen. You have them on VHS. You have them on DVD. You've got the collector's edition. But you won't watch them. I was like, because there's no reason to watch them. I've seen them all. This is for you guys. When you're ready to get scared and want to see them, you can see them. But me, I can watch all of them except number 1, because that's the only one that was scary. All the rest of them were not scary whatsoever. But the new Nightmare was very good. And I think they should have put that as a book, because it would have been way more scary as a book. Just like It. Everybody was talking about how scary it was. And, oh, you got to see it. It's the most scariest book in the movie in the world, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, did you read it? Did you read the novel? Because only we can think of the craziest shit. Oh, yeah. Wes Craven is a god compared to horror films. Him, Romano, and one other one. I want to say Tarantino, but Tarantino's kind of crazy. But Raymond Romano, who did the very first Living Dead, and Wes Craven, and Stephen King, they make the best horror movies. The 3D Nightmare on Elm Street or the 3D Jason? Because I seen the 3D Jason in theaters way back in the 80s when I was really, really, really young. And the only thing that scares me of that is the dang chant. I'm like, whoa. And it was just always, even now when they put it on like old TV, it still jumps out at you, the 3D thing to make it jump out at you. It's crazy. But yeah, they have to, I really wish somebody would write, oh, Flowers in the Attic. I love every book that came out with that series. Everything B.C. Andrews wrote was awesome. Her granddaughter tried. She didn't quite get it, but her granddaughter did try. Her granddaughter was kind of like me with my grandmother. We were so stuck together like peas. I knew everything that would come next. So my grandmother definitely had me on the Flower in the Attic track. And that kind of reminded me more of like, that was Joan Crawford's story. You know, that would be a real life Joan Crawford story, The Flowers in the Attic, where she treated her kids. Because they only show us in the Mommy Dears, they only show us 2 kids. But she actually adopted 5 kids. Christina was not her first adoptee. No, Christina, who wrote the book, was her second set of adoptee kids. Her first kid, she had 1 daughter. And then we never see her. And then we see Christina and her brother. And then we never see the last 2, which is a girl and a boy. And that last set said that she was an angel to them. And they don't know what Christina's talking about. But the first 3 are like, you're tripping. The woman was crazy little loon, and we were only here as entertainment and statues. Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street 3D, I didn't like it in theaters because of the way that it jumped at you. It jumped weird. I think it has to do with my stigmatism, the why I can't handle certain movies that are 3D. But yeah, none of the Nightmare on Elm Streets were scary. I even went to see, what was it, the last one that came out when I was in high school. Me and a bunch of cheerleaders went to go see it with Strawberry from 94.9, the radio station. He came to my high school with the Snapple truck, and they had like a secret in one of the pops of the lids, and there was only about 25 of us that got the lid, and all 25 of us got to go see that Nightmare on Elm Street in the theater with him. And he was a creep, but he was a sweet creep, because I love me a Strawberry Blonde. But he would tickle us and kind of like throw popcorn on our shoulders, and he wanted to see how many of us were going to make it through the movie. And I was the first one. I was right there. I got in the middle center, and I loved it. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? Yes. Oh, even the one about the elevator. You've seen that one? There's like where the woman is trapped in her elevator for like 12 hours. And her house is being robbed, and she can't get down. The elevator's stuck because the power went out. That was a good one. But Baby Jane, yeah, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? Her sister dealt with some serious help from that woman. Just because she wanted to be the baby star. She was like, I think that was a throwback to Shirley Temple. Yeah, if you haven't seen that one about the elevator, it's in black and white. It is super intense. It's like a 1-camera frame. You would love it because it really does grab you, and it keeps you locked in at her experience, because they wanted to do all kinds of nasty things to her, but they couldn't get to her because she was in that elevator and the power was out. So nobody can get to the elevator, but they were able to break into her house, rob her, hang around for like 12 hours, eat her food, talk trash, throw liquor on her, never giving her anything to drink or eat. And all she asked for was a sip of water. She wanted to go to the bathroom. Could you hand me a pot? They didn't want to do none of that. And they just tortured her. And when she got out of that freaking elevator, she murdered them all. And I mean, she ran you out the house. She murdered you down. She was like, he ain't getting away. You had me up in this elevator for 12 hours talking crazy to me. I got a bat for your head. But it was a good one. It's an old Alfred Hitchcock movie. And they even had a Twilight Zone episode dedicated to that movie. But yeah, the Twilight Zone movies, that was good too. And it was so sad I understood what was going on, but I didn't quite understand what was going on in that last scene that they cut. Because I have the unedited version and I have the edited version. And the original unedited VHS version shows the death of the three characters, the gentleman, the little girl, and the little boy, when the helicopter went down and was spiraling. And what it was like they were jumping through door handles, just through doors. And the scene would change. It would be in Japan. They'll be in the war, right in the middle of the war. And then when you jump into another door, he would be at a funeral or falling off a cliff with these children. He's collecting children and humans, trying to save them through this whole sequence. And then right at the end, when the helicopter, they were supposed to just be talking to them and looking down at them. The helicopter ended up, the blade hit their fake building, went on its side, and just and killed them all. It killed 4 people. The helicopter driver, yeah, it killed them all. And I was just like, that is so sad. And that's the same little girl who, she played a lot of voiceovers in movies in the 80s, and I didn't, in commercials. She was a macaroni and cheese girl. And then they have a little girl, the other little girl who played a lot of mac and cheese commercials, but she also did the voiceover for Ducky in The Land Before Time. And her dad killed her. I thought that was so sad because he was jealous and wanted to cheat. If you want to cheat, go cheat. But he wanted to make sure that he had his gambling money, and that little girl brought the money in. And once he couldn't control her money anymore, he was like, forget it. I'm going to go get remarried and I'm going to leave you. His ex-wife was like, good, go. And so he did. And the next thing you know, he's like, well, my new wife ain't got no money, so I'm going to come home and I want to be conservator over our daughter's finances. She was like, hell to the no. You beat me. You are bad with money. You're a gambler. You're not getting any of this child's money. And they lived very modestly. Mom and daughter lived in an apartment complex with gated community, a doorman, but it was still very modest. He, on the other hand, dad had to have a mansion. Not one, but 2. One in Europe and one in LA. And he couldn't pay for neither one of them. And he came from money. Wherever he lived at in Italy, he had money. His parents had money. But he spent it all up once he got here to LA and thought, well, now that I've got this beautiful girl, and he didn't want his daughter to act or be in anything until she made the money. As long as she was doing it and wasn't making money, he didn't want anything to do with it. But once she started making the money, then he wanted to be involved. And that's terrible. That's why my parents were real. My sister and I, we auditioned not once, but 4 different times for the Disney Mickey Mouse Club when we were younger. And we would have been a part of the original cast with Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake, because that's when we had really got up in there. But my dad and my mom seen how we all interacted and how everybody was, and was like, no, you guys can't do this. And I was like, well, why not? You just can't do it. They really didn't give us enough understanding. My parents kept us very sheltered from drugs and alcohol. And we didn't understand why we couldn't, take vitamins like everybody else that was on scene or on, out there performing, and find out their vitamins were just caffeine pills. It was terrible. But we did model for LA Gear when LA Gear used to be a sports equipment. That was fun. And that's a big part of LA Gear. Nobody even knew that they actually had sports equipment. And so they did it within our schools. They came to our schools, which was really fun, and gave all the kids the little ribbon spinners and the skip jump thing for exercising so that you could, keep your heart rate up. And it was really big with Jump for Heart. And they had special jump ropes that they brought out, special outfits they had, and then they brought out the tennis shoes. And that was, getting PR for those things was great, but I never got to see any of my own pictures. And that really hurt me. I was like, come on, Dad, where all our pictures go? And he's like, you have pictures. That's it. You're not going to be in any books. You're not going to be in any movies. And I had to realize when I was 15, and I look back on all our pictures, I was 15 and my sister was 13. We looked like we were in our early 20s. We were very, very voluptuous girls. We did not have little girl bodies. We were not little girl. We didn't speak like little girls. Our voices were not like little girls. We were pretty grown as that age. We were very mature. And so I see why my parents yanked us out as quickly as they did. It was fun, but I wanted to be a star when I was younger. We all shot for the moon. So the only way that I actually can say that I have my name written in lights, I have a book written in, with my name on it and an autograph, was through my church. I dedicated my whole life at age of 16 to my church, and I got into a play that traveled, worldwide. And it was to show, the play was based on the fact that I was the preacher's daughter. I was the bad talking preacher's daughter. She wrote this for me because I was the bad talking. My grandfather being a deacon, I would tell you what's what, and my neck would be all up in you about my church. You ain't gonna disrespect my church. Take your hat off, sir. Men don't wear hats indoors. Ladies can wear hats. Ladies could wear, the little things on their head, but men need to take their hats off at the door. And we had a hat rack, or you can wear it on your lap. I was an usher, and I did not play at my church. So the lady who wrote the story, I didn't quite understand what AIDS was. And she wanted to put that out there, how secretive AIDS was and how hard it was for her. This was her outlet to letting us know that she had AIDS and what her battle was. But she changed the whole narrative around. So I was in love with the preacher's son who was hiding out all the time. And I'd run up to his house and be like, Lamont, I love you so much. We're here to give you Bible study. Come out and play with me on the swing. And trying to have a little girl voice, and I've got this big girl body, was a little difficult. But I rocked that play for 12 years worldwide. And when the last play aired, we were actually at the Cathedral of Faith, and they had it in the big auditorium, and it was viewed on live television. And that was like 93. And I had seen all the cameras. I wasn't scared. I was so comfortable. But at the end, when she came out to tell her story and we're all standing there, I didn't know she was going to give us the bombshell that she was suffering from AIDS and that she wasn't going to be here much longer. And this was her way of telling us through our church her struggles with the medication, how the church turns away from you, people are scared of you. You're kind of pretty much the kid up in the attic or in the basement because your family keeps you separate. And I find that to be so sad. And she didn't deserve that. I told her, you didn't deserve that. I hugged her. I loved her. I hung out with a lot of people in the dance committee because I was in a dance committee through the San Francisco Arts. And a lot of our male actors had AIDS. And I knew it because I could see the scars and the splotches that they had before they put their makeup on. Because I was the one backstage. I could see it. And I'm like, my favorite character, actually, I ended up marrying into his family. His name was John. And he was so shocked. He was like, you're with my nephew? Do they know that you know me? And I was like, no. Should I tell? And they're like, he's like, yeah, you can tell them you know me, but don't tell them why you know me. As far as his health. And I said, okay. And I kept it a secret. His sister was like, something's not right with John. What's going on with John? He's not really good. He's sick. He's got pneumonia. And I was like, yeah, he's having a hard time. He's going to have a transfusion soon. It was just basically his mother, me, his nephew, who I was dating, and his lover, who knew that he was suffering from HIV/AIDS, and the treatment was crazy. Well, you have a nice day, Kirsty. I'm so glad that you came by. I'm not going to stay on much longer. I don't want to keep everybody from their other YouTubers and what their duties are for life. I just wanted to try a couple of looks, go live every day for an hour to 2 hours, build my watch time until I can get up to 1,000 subscribers so I can be monetized. I mean, if I want to be like Raw Beauty Christy when I grow up, I have to really put in the work. And I seen she put in the work. And I've been watching her since the beginning. Yeah, Lord, I mean, my story is long and sad and loving. And the only sad part is the happy tears, I should say. It's not sad in the, I was abused in certain ways, because I have had my ups and downs with abuse. I am a survivor. I'm a child survivor. I am a survivor of a lot of places. Yeah, and I'll get there because I've got a good role model that I want to live by, which is, me, myself, and I, because I'm a really good person. And Raw Beauty Christy is a beautiful, wonderful person. Just Gus. I love Jeannie from 50, Flirty, and Fabulous now. It used to be Get This Glowing. So I've got a few ladies that I would really admire to be when I grow up on YouTube, because I'm still a YouTube baby as far as they're concerned. My other channel is 10 years old, but this channel is only a year, almost 2 years old. So I'm still a YouTube baby. Yeah, have a good one, Christy. I'll see you later, Lorna. And you have a good one, too. Tell your mom I said hi. Your sister I said hi. Hit me on Instagram. Don't forget to hit up Sylvia. Let us know your likes and dislikes and things like that so we can send you some friend mail for your birthday, because that's what she wants to do. And my son is looking forward to making everybody bracelets this winter. He doesn't work in the summer on his jewelry like Zach. He works in the winter because it's better on his arthritis to keep your muscles going. And I can't wait to see more of Zach's jewelry. I'm so interested. I hope he gets me earrings, and a necklace to match too eventually. And I'm going to send him some of my things because I do rosary wrapping. So that's a really hard task, but it's awesome.
Mom?
Okay, you guys all have a wonderful, blessed day. It's time for other sugar bear over here. I want to do a video on his hair, so hopefully he'll let me do his hair on camera. Yes, I want everybody to see how nice that brush worked on your hair. You want to see my sugar bear real quick? He's trying to be shy. Let her see you real quick.
Did you actually notice it?
Say hi. Don't show her our mess. Say hi to Lorna. Say hi, Lorna. Hi, Christy. Hi, Zach. That is my journey bug. That's my youngest son. He's 6 years old.
Mom.
And he skipped a generation. He looks just like my mom. All right. Yes, son. I'm going to let everybody go now.
It's just
You have a great evening, too. Have a good night.
There's one scene where, do you notice elevators?
Yeah, I know elevators.
See, me on Roblox.
He is a cutie, but he's...
actually play
Oh.
Roblox. There's actually an elevator
Uh,
where it's just elevators.
he is number 4 of 5.
And you're really going on it. They make games about elevators and 5 minutes of anything
I know.
like that.
His dad has 5 kids. We had planned him when we were 16 years old. But because I couldn't get pregnant, it took me 28 years later to finally get pregnant with him. And he was married. His wife told him, you know, she was stupid for that. I was like, girl, you stupid. But we're okay. We're good now. Me and his ex-wife tells him, go give her her baby gift that you said. Go give her the baby. While you're pregnant with baby number 3, you're going to have him come to my state and give me a baby. I said, you could send it to me. You know, just send it to me. I'm thinking, no, out of the box. Send me the sperm. I can handle it myself. He was like, no, it has to be done right or it's not right. You're the baby of 3. I am the eldest of my mother. And then she adopted a little boy. He's older than I am by 9 months. So I call him baby brother, but he says, no, he's the oldest. And then my sister, my dad has 18 kids and I'm number 4 in that line. And so I'm like, ugh, it just jumps. Boom, 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 boom. We all have the same dad, but we don't have the same mothers because my dad was a hoe. A super hoe. Like a military hoe. So my brothers and sisters are all over, but we're getting together this June. Not this June, but, you know, June 2021, 22. I said 21, but I don't know if all of us will get together. But 21, there's 8 of us so far that are going to get together and get our kids together and have a reunion because now we're grandparents. So I'm like, wow. Yeah, I know my dad is a, we literally, we don't lie. He is the hoe of our family. And he's, my baby sister is 6 months old. He just had a baby. And I'm like, Dad, you're in your 60s. You need to quit. I don't want none of my babies, you know, sisters or brothers to come out with some type of old person disease, you know, in your sperm. And he's like, what does that mean? I was like, well, when you get older, you're not supposed to have children after 35, 45 because of autism. And it just isn't right to, you know, spread that around. They're beautiful babies. They're beautiful angel babies, but he dates young women. He dates like 25 to 40 years old, and he's in his 60s. And that's only because he can't tell. He's a little, because he's Filipino, so he's dark, he's gray, but he's got real tight skin, and he has no wrinkles, and he has no hair because he shaves it bald, and he speaks fluent Gagala, French, and this other gibberish that we speak as a Creole family. I've never learned it, but it's a mixture of Spanish and French and like African type language, but they speak that fluently. And I know when they're talking about us kids because they all speak that. And they won't speak English or Gagalan or French around us because he knows we can all speak French, but he won't speak it around us. And we can all speak Spanish. But I'm like, Dad, we know you're talking about us. But all right, I'm going to let you go because if I don't, you know, I love to talk and I will talk. And I've almost made it to 2 hours. I'm at 53 minutes, about 6 minutes away from 2 hours, but it's good enough. It's good enough. I'll see you later, Lauren. You have a wonderful, blessed